Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the modding controller video, the video I told you guys about in the past. And now we're finally going to do it. So, I got this black Xbox Series controller. This is going to be my target for today's video. We're going to take this puppy all apart. And then we're going to be putting on this brand new wood grain shell. It's not actual wood, but it looks real. That's what counts. And we got these little 9mm cartridge buttons we're going to be putting on there as well. And we got the shotgun shell joysticks we're going to be putting on, the same ones I did for a friend. And we got the back paddles, or not the back paddles, the back grips for the rear of the controller, which we're going to be putting on too, which are not grippy, they're soft, or not soft, they're smooth. Unlike these ones, which are really grippy on the back. So if you guys are interested in like learning how to take apart a controller and modding it with like new buttons and stuff, this is definitely the video for you. So I got my bit set right here. I don't usually do the series controllers much. I usually do the one controller, so the series controller is going to be a little of a different situation, but they're all the same. I mean, they didn't really change much with the newer series controllers besides them being a touch smaller and them adding a little button, share button in the middle. So I've had this controller for about as long as I had my Xbox Series X, the original edition, not my Galactic one or whatever it's called. So we're gonna be definitely taking this bad boy apart and getting it ready for the mods we're putting on. So yeah, stay tuned to the video, guys. Let's get started. So basically what I did with the other video is I took the back pedals off first, because that's where you're gonna have to kind of reach. My video is kind of blurry right now. Just give it a minute. I think it's just gotta zoom out. Come on, camera. No. Doesn't feel like working today. But as you guys can see, the batteries have to come out because it's the same situation, just like taking the other one apart. There's a screw in here, and there's the two screws on each side here. So you guys peel these off. These ones are a lot trickier to peel off than the other ones are for some reason, so kind of have to give it a little time, but you're basically going to want to try to break it apart top. You guys have like a flathead screwdriver like I do right here. You guys can just basically put it in there, kind of give it a little twist. I'll break it apart. I might have to get a thinner one out. That one's a little thick. But you're just going to have to kind of play with it until it breaks loose, because it's a brand new, pretty much, I've never taken it apart, so it's all fresh. So as you guys can see here, I'm just kind of loosening it apart, and then you kind of just grab it with our hands. You hear a little click. It's coming apart. Sometimes they're really stubborn, so you just really got to work with it. But we're replacing these anyway, so if these even, like, if they break or something, I don't really care. We're getting rid of this stuff anyways. We're just... There you go. Come on. There we go. Nothing broke. Except for there is a piece of plastic in here that... Oh, wait a minute. My bad, it did snap. Well, it's alright. You don't really need all of the little clips on anyways, just as long as it stays in there. But like I said, just kind of be a little more careful than what I did. I kind of rushed a little bit there, but you can perfectly get these off without breaking anything. They're just really stubborn. Really stubborn. So, kind of had to work with it. So I'm going to work on getting this one off slowly. And there's some crumb in this controller. Look at all that crumb. One of my brothers actually have been using this controller, so... But it's actually my Xbox controller, so that's the only one I'm just doing this mod. I don't have a different colored bottom plate. I just have these ones right here. This is top plate, so I have to keep the bottom plate here, which is going to look really nice. The black and the wood's going to look really cool together. It's going to have a nice contrast, so it's going to look really nice. Let me just try to get this off. Alright guys, so I quickly got that off. Like I said, you can get it off. It just takes a little time, and your nails are going to feel it after. I think I chipped one of my nails doing it, but like I said, it's very stubborn to get this off, so like I said, just take your time, work with it. It's going to come off. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves, I think it's a T9 bit. I think it's the same size bit as the as the Xbox One controller. So let's go ahead and grab that T9 out. Switch it out for that flathead. We don't need that no more. Oh, thanks Xbox. They made it the same size. Good. Let's go ahead and take these out. There's 4. There's 2 on each side of the controller. 1 on the bottom, 1 at the top. They all just come out nicely. I wonder how these ones look. Like I said, they're pretty much the same. The newer ones are way more compact. Okay, interesting. This one is being a little weird. All right, never mind. Came right out. So after you guys get these 4 out on each side, put those aside. You guys are going to go ahead and go in the middle here, and you're going to poke the little warranty seal. Like I said in my previous video, if you end up taking these controllers apart, you can't have them warranted by Microsoft if something breaks. So you have a warranty on these. Something breaks in the controller, I wouldn't recommend doing on it. If you have an older controller that you don't really care about, then do it. But if you guys have like a newer controller like one of these and you're taking it apart to like mod and stuff, just be aware that if you do have a warranty, it's going to be voided after you break the seal like that. So I broke it. I'm going in for it. Okay, this might be a different size bit. Yeah, it's a different size. That's weird. It's a little bigger. Might be a T10. Let's try a T10 out real quick. I can't see the darn screw because of the plastics in the way. Let's just move that out of the way. No, I'm tripping out, guys. It's actually the T9. I just wasn't on the screw all the way. I was going to say, why would that be a different size? My dumb ass. Well, anyways, we got it out. That's what counts. Oh, come on. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay. They're all out. So now this can basically just come right off. My camera's being weird today. Sorry if it's a little blurry. It's acting strange. I don't think it needs to be clean. It's just not focusing correctly. There we go. So now these come right off. This is the front plate, which we are going to be replacing with this cool wooded plate. So we're going to probably just throw that out. We're not going to need that no more. All right. So now that we got the top cover off of the Xbox Series controller, we can go ahead and remove the 2 thumbsticks right off of the system. You can just pull them out. Don't be scared. You're not going to break anything. We're keeping this D-pad in here. We're not touching the D-pad. We're just going to be taking these buttons out. Just the 4 face buttons. All these other buttons are staying in here. I'm not touching any of these other buttons. It's just those. So this bottom part actually comes right off as well. So bang. That's out. You don't need to worry about that anymore. So now we basically just have the guts of the controller in our hands. So to get to the face buttons, we're going to have to go ahead and screw, there's 2 screws, one right here and one right there, which are going to have to come out of our controller. So these ones are definitely smaller. I think they're a T7 if I'm afraid to say it. Am I? Yes, they're T7s. So it's T9 and T7 are your 2 main bits you're going to be using this project. No, I'm wrong. Never mind. Not a T7. Should have done this before the video. I think it's a T6. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. It's a T6. Also, just be careful not to break the wires from your rumblers right here. Say in the comments if I'm wrong, but aren't these the rumblers? I don't know what they're called, this specific term, but be careful not to pull anything apart too hard because the wires are very fragile and you're going to have to solder them back on. I had to do that in a previous controller. So if you're planning on taking these apart, just be very mindful of those little wires because they are very easy to break. They don't take much force to come out. All right, so now that that's off, this part should just come right up. Just examine, make sure you took those screws out, and boom. Well, you want to take the rumblers out too. I'm I'm calling it the rumblers for the sake of the video. Come on, rumblers. Come on. Come on out. There we go. Just be very careful. You don't want to make more work for yourself, you know? There's one thing I found out is that when you make more work for yourself, the project is so much more enjoyable to do. And these are fun projects to do. So, you know, be mindful. Do what you got to do, but don't break anything. All right, so this comes right out of here. Also, to make this a lot easier for yourself, there are these two little clip-on little wires right here. You can actually just pull on right out. Just make sure you remember which side went where. But they come out very easily. So basically, it disconnects this whole thing from the side here. So now that we got these parts off, also, this is your headphone jack right here. So make sure you don't lose that. That goes right on the bottom here. So just put that aside. It comes right out. Now that you're done with that, we can go ahead and take, there's more screws that to take out here. There's all these ones right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 down there. So let's go ahead and work on taking out those screws so we can access the face buttons with ease. Now, sometimes it depends on where you buy your buttons. Okay, so let's say you buy your buttons off Amazon. There could be some defects with the buttons. So just make sure if you are planning on buying, like, you know, something on Amazon, make sure it is the right one for your controller. Usually they're all the same with the Xbox controllers from what I've learned. But, you know, just throwing it out there so you guys don't make more confusion for yourself, because I know confusion sucks and it can really make you frustrated and be like, why did I even bother doing this? It's such a waste of time. But don't feel like that. Trust me. Just make sure you're ordering the right parts for yourself and you should be A-okay to go. So kind of have to finagle this on the other side. We're going to just pull that last screw out, and then we're going to be able to access all our face buttons. But I forgot to mention one important part. You can't pull this out until you take off the D-pad, or not the D-pad, the bumper here. So this bumper unit's got to come right off. So there should be two little pry right here. You have to just basically pry it off like that. You can just take a flat screwdriver or your regular screwdriver and it comes right off, just as so. And then you can basically just take out your bumper. It can be a little awkward to take out, but it comes out. These are kind of awkward because there's a lot of stuff kind of all over the place. So once you know how to do it, it's not that bad. But this one's being a little weird with me. I don't even think we need to take that off. Never mind, guys. We don't need to even take that off. This unit has to come off. Oh, there's one screw right there. Don't want to forget the screws. You want to break your motherboard. All right. Now, these basically can just come forward now that it's all off. Let me just make sure everything's off. You don't want, if it's not coming off, then make sure you're not prying anything, because if you're prying something, then you're cooked. Like, you don't want to be, like, prying anything. So, find out where your connections are and make sure everything's disconnected. And then you should be able to take it apart with ease. So, I'm just doing a double make sure. Oh, yo. It's so hard because I don't really have the best vision in the world, so I miss things sometimes, but there is another screw on this motherboard. Yeah, take that out for sure. All right, now we can come out. There you guys go. Now you guys can just basically leave the two boards right there, and now you can basically take off this little rubber, the rubber little buttons here, and now we can access our buttons. So you can just leave this aside, and you can basically just start by taking out all your buttons. All right, so I'm going to show you guys the 9mm cartridge buttons I bought on Amazon for like, I don't know, it was like 14 bucks. But they're actual real metal too. There's real 9mm cartridges. So they actually got them to fit in the Xbox controller holes, so perfect. Now, each of the buttons are going to have these little grooves on it that go into one specific spot. So don't be concerned if, like, you know, what if I put this in a different spot? You can't. It's got to go in one spot. So this is going to be the B button, because I know the B button is the tallest. So the B button is going to go right into here. Perfect. Now for the Y button, goes right up top, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Y button fits in perfectly. Now it's time to do your excuse me, now it's time to do your A button on the bottom, and now it's time for your X button. See how they all fit in perfectly? Now, we don't have any other buttons to put in, so that's all the buttons we have. So we can go ahead and put our little rubber. So we're just going to go ahead and put this little rubber button layout right back on top of the buttons. Just like that. Fits in perfectly. Now we're basically just going to do everything in reverse by screwing everything back in. But I'm going to do it with you guys because I don't want you guys to feel lost or anything. So this is going to go right into here. So now we're going to go ahead and screw in all our screws where we had them originally. If you guys want, you guys can follow me on my Instagram, where I'll have more videos posted. Or not more videos, but like pictures and stuff of what's going on. If y'all are interested in seeing that. Should be right in my about me and my YouTube, so yeah, feel free. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just throw all these screws all back into the system, right where they belong. Make sure you put. It's important to put every screw back in because I know you're in a rush to like finish it up and play with it, but you know, every screw has an important function on here, so make sure you don't neglect that and put everything back in. Why am I saying this? Like, no shit. Like, why would I not put that shit back in there? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand. But, like, I always do. I know sometimes I've not done it just because of pure, like, haste. But do it. Take your time and do things right. All right, so we're going to poke these wires on top. And we're going to basically just flip this motherboard back into its place. Now, there is going to be somewhere you have to click it right in there, and you can see it. You basically just go ahead and firmly press on it, but make sure it's into place first, and it'll click right back into place. And now you can go ahead and put your two rumblers, as we call it, back into your thing. Now, there's like a little clip on here. You're going to have to kind of push aside to get it on, but it should go on. The other Xbox controllers, it just like freaking fell in. It was so weird. But these ones, they actually have to clip in, which makes sense. Like, you know, so they don't come out and whatnot. This bastard would just go back in. Like, come on. It's not that hard. Well, let me get these in. There we go. There's one. They clip right in, literally. Can be a little annoying if you're not knowing what you're doing, but with a little pressure, they should go right back into their homes. All right, now make sure you guys remembered where these two little wires went. The one that is closer to the left side goes on the top, and the one that's closer to the right side goes on the bottom. So what I like to do, because these can be a little tricky to put back in, is I like to hold my little screwdriver over its home, and just give it a little press. It's being a little awkward, but there you go. There's one. Sorry if my hands are in the way. It's kind of an awkward thing to show anyways because it's so small. There you go. They're both into place. Now let's go ahead and just clip these little wires back into the side so they don't cause any frustration in later progress. All right. So let's go ahead and put these two screws right into these spots. And then, oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I forgot a very important part. Now, don't be me and do this dumb part. It's very easy to put together, but don't forget the headphone jack. I totally forgot about it. If you guys forgot about it too, it's okay. All you gotta do is just poke that little tray up if you didn't screw it in yet, and just basically drop it in. It only drops in one way, so you can just drop in just like that. But once you guys do that, it just clips right back into place. All right, let's go ahead and screw these in, and let's finish up. Let's wrap this up because this is taking too long. You guys are excited to play with your modded controller, and I don't blame you. So let's finish this up. If you guys like videos of me modding things or doing things like this, you know, just let me know in the comments down below. Excuse me. Also, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. It really helped me out. And also like and comment. But let's not waste time with all that jitter jatter. Let's get this together. All right. Now that that's all on, turn around. Make sure your buttons are all clicking. Mine are all clicking properly. So that's a good sign. If yours is not, you might have to take it apart and make sure that you put the buttons in the right spot and everything goes together perfectly as it should. Next step is going to be basically putting a little bumper back on the front, which is so easy. All I gotta do is just basically take it from the bottom and then just clip it right over. It clips in very seamlessly. All right, now that that's all done, the next step is going to be putting this into its tray on the bottom here. So the tray should just go like this, like that. Make sure your bumpers are working. Mine's not for some reason. It could also be that these things sometimes get in the way like this. So make sure these little, these battery, positive and negative battery coils are just not in the way of it. See, now everything's working right. Now, it's time to put on the joysticks. So the joysticks, as I showed in my previous Xbox video, I have to take these off, these little shotgun tips, because they're not going to fit. It's just for aesthetics. But you just take these little things off like this. Oh, wow, this one's on good. Hold on. Okay, got them right off. And they should fit in one way on these controllers, so they should just slide right onto the joysticks. Just as so. Perfect. Now, next thing is next, guys. Let's go ahead and put the new and improved top tray on here. Make sure your buttons are still clicking, because sometimes it's just things don't want to work sometimes, and you have to go and do it again, which I've had it done in the past with an Xbox One controller. Just make sure your stuff's working okay. Now I gotta grab our T9 bit, and we're gonna go ahead and screw all these screws back into place. What is going on with this right now? Hold on a minute. All right, so you're gonna go with your T9 and screw them all into place. So far, so good. Everything seems to be in order here. Let's go to the top one. Okay, this one's not screwing in. Aha! Fixed it. I had to push it down a little more. Wanted to take my bit with it. I'm like, no, it's not taking my bit. I need my bit. I need to finish this project. Okay. Top one right on top here. Two more, and then we can put our little grips on and our battery tray on, and then we can put our shotgun shell tips on, and then this thing is ready for some serious gaming. Play Doom Dark Ages with this controller. By the way, guys, if you guys like want to see me do some gaming stuff, like hit me up, because I've been really into some games lately. Like Doom Dark Ages, one of my favorite gaming series. I love Doom, all the Doom games. So if you guys want to see me doing some like gaming and whatnot, hit me up. Let me know, yo. I do some serious gaming on the weekend, so let me know. Oh, dang it. Okay. And then our last but not least, the last bottom one here. And then we're on the home stretch, boys. We're on the home stretch. All right, let's go ahead and put our batteries back into the place. Our little home. Slide our battery cover back on.